Welcome to the course Cluster for Smart. In this topic, we'll put the light on innovative ideas and projects generation. Being aware of the sector's trend and your members' needs, and crossing ideas from diverse players across sectors will help you generate innovative ideas around which you will have to gather your members in order to translate these ideas into collaborative projects. Thanks to focus groups, business intelligence and CRM data, a cluster organization is a knowledge node. The cluster team, or its most active members, should then be aware of weak signals on the markets or of technologies burst, where there could be room for some ideas for potential collaborative projects. Because of this, and because of innovation project management skills, members can also bring ideas to be tested for collaborative projects. The project can also focus on some general needs of the members or typology of members, for example, with skills acquirement action, scaling up actions, shared innovative platforms, and so on. Basically, the emerging of a project will be the meeting point of potential ideas and needs on one hand, and potential financing on the other hand. Thus, the cluster organization must have a business intelligence for both these areas, tracking European or national goals that can be of interest and accessible for the members directly or through the cluster organization. However, the financing should not be reduced to the only public funding calls, but extended to overall funding through the seeking of support from sponsors to private structuring funds where there is an industrial decline. Crowdfunding for pilot cases linked with smart cities experimentation could even be a solution. Sensing potential around some applications or some technologies, the cluster organization will organize cross-fertilizing teams through some conference workshops and/or open innovation workshops. For example, at Optics Valley, we cross photonics with cosmetic needs, with food industry needs, smart mobility, and so on. Quite often, a conference, in the way of a workshop, is needed to gather both networks in a not-so-engaging meeting. For the market ones, to express their challenges, and for the technology-driven ones to explain the functionalities that technologies could bring. This can also be done in some cases through back-office sessions between cluster teams, or in a more general, obvious way through the business branch financing call themselves. It really depends on the degree of awareness of the technologies. Basically, cluster workshops leave room for people from different business branches to discover which potential collaboration could be achieved. They focus on the discovery phase. Open innovation ones rely more on either an idea brought by a player, for often a major industrial group, or on needs not yet covered in the market, which has been identified by the cluster team through business intelligence, or by cluster members through their direct exposure. Nonetheless, once this preliminary step has been made, the sprouting of ideas for collaborative projects can start, either through workshops or through direct inquiry to the participating members. Once again, it depends on the level of competition and on the ease to access or transform technologies. That is where the CRM database gets to be handy. Its grids allow the cluster manager to target the few members that will have a direct interest for the emerging project. This provides gain of time, respect of confidentiality, and a better use of resources. That is one of the great values of cluster organizations. In the following topic, we'll go through the different steps and requirements of collaborative project setting up.